From the south of Ireland to the north of Scotland, there is plenty of fences down. There is structural damage, both minor as well as some more significant. We've seen a record breaking wind gust at Macehead, County Galway in Ireland. 114 miles per hour surpasses a record by 1 kilometre per hour back in 1945. It was the strongest gust at Killowen, 92 miles an hour since Boxing Day of 1998 for Northern Ireland, and we also seen Northern Ireland's lowest pressure, I believe, since 1900, 949 millibars of central pressure. I think on the west coast of Ireland we got to at least 940 millibars. Up here at Marfrig Weather HQ, we had a pressure down to 945 millibars. Strong wind gust in South Lanarkshire, 100 miles per hour. That was a record for that location as well. Plenty of lorries getting blown down on the A75, forcing its closure. We had multiple bridge closures, havoc at airports up and down the length and breadth of the land as well. So it's been a pretty wild storm, Ewan, and you can see here the pressure as we've seen it develop here. Dropped some 50 millibars within the space of, I believe, what was it, 12 hours, I think, and a 10 millibar drop in the space of 5 hours. So pretty incredible stuff. There was a M6 buoy off the west coast of Ireland, about 100, 250 miles to the west over the Rockhall Trough, and we're seeing a wave height of 49 feet. So these are a few of the facts and the figures coming out from the storm itself, and this is going to be a very short-lived Friday edition of the European Outlook, unfortunately, because I'm restricted for time quite significantly. But you can see here the pressure dropped like a stone here, rapid cyclogenesis. The system entered the right entrance region and exited the left exit, forcing strong upper divergence. That forces the pressure at the surface to drop like a stone. The system consolidated, tightened up, and then we're seen on the southern flank of the system, we've seen the powerful 100 plus mile per hour gust, but actually the tightest squeeze in isobars was on the western flank of the low. But the system stayed off the Irish coastline, and then it moved over essentially the Outer Hebrides at around 950, 949 millibars appears to be the deepest low over the Outer Hebrides. I think Tyree recorded a pressure down to 941 millibars. That's the, Scotland's lowest January pressure since 1995. So trying to rattle off some of these facts and figures off the top of my head. There will be more details in the upcoming videos, and obviously the live stream this upcoming Sunday, probably 4 p.m. as usual. I think I say probably because my head's racing. So many things going on at the moment, but this is the current look in terms of where the system is and how deep it is. So it's centered over just around Orkney, just slightly west northwest the center. We've got the strongest winds that had transferred through the central belt, funneling through that gap between the southern highlands and the southern uplands. It forces winds to accelerate. When you force air into a tighter space, it tends to accelerate. Hence why we're seeing gusts of 86 mile per hour at Bishopton, Glasgow, just west of Glasgow anyway. And you can see here that we still have that very tight squeeze in the pressure field. Up across the north, here at Marfrig Weather HQ, wind has not really been much of an issue, if I'm being honest, based on what I've seen looking out the window anyway. I will be heading out shortly, so it'll be interesting to see how things pan out. But these are the winds at the moment. You can see here in terms of kilometers per hour. So we do now have still very powerful winds racing through the central belt, southern highlands. But as you can see here, blustery, yes, but not particularly strong. And down across areas that have been really hard hit, power loss, structural damage, etc. across the Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, things are easing off here. And even across the north of England, we're still seeing gusts 60, 70 mile per hour. We could see some very gusty conditions through the course of tonight, pretty much anywhere across the UK, with the exceptions of the far south. Clear skies, light winds, we're probably going to see a frost develop. Temperatures here looks like this on the thermometer. It is anywhere from, what would that be, 4 to 6 Celsius across the north, 8 Celsius at the West Frew, Dumfries and Galloway. We've got 3 to 6 and 7 Celsius in Northern Ireland. Republic of Ireland 3, 4, 5, and 6, and we've got 7 down towards Waterford and the southeast. Across England and Wales, we're up to double figures in a few spots, anywhere from Cornwall to Norfolk. But factor in that strong wind, and it feels rather chilly out there, to say the least. Sub-freezing wind chills, especially across the north, where winds are strongest. Here, anyway, let's rattle on. In terms of how things are panning out, we have got another system moving in. We'll have another one tomorrow, and then we've got another one Sunday into Monday that may be a little bit more problematic. Very strong jet streak exit in North America, as can be seen here. We've got the storm pulling away from the UK. There's the next system, 948 millibars approaching the west of Ireland here, according to the GFS model anyway. Look at how south shifted the jet is. It's really oriented anywhere from the mid-Atlantic northeast United States, almost a straight line right across to Iberia here. So a very flat zonal flow. Obviously a lot of chilly air on the north side of that flow. So therefore it will remain average to below average through the remainder of January. Continue to play through. We've got more systems moving in. Then the pressure field really changes dramatically as we move towards the middle and second half of next week. So let's move on to Europe and see how things are looking. We'll stick to the GFS at the minute here anyway, and see what the pressure chart is looking like. So in terms of upper dynamics, let's have a look at the okay, just bear with a second here. 500 millibar height anomalies real quick. So we'll go back to the here and now. There's obviously very, very deep area of low pressure here, probably the deepest system anywhere in the northern hemisphere at the moment. That system clears out. We've got the next feature moving in, one system, then followed by the deeper low, that 948 millibar low approaching Ireland. More gales, heavy rainfall, possible snow also. That system moves through. Another feature moves through during the middle portions of next week, and then it looks as if higher pressure builds in, and it almost could be a complete flip around from exceptionally low pressure to exceptionally high pressure by the time we reach the end of next week. So basically, a week from today, we could have pressure possibly into the 1040s and millibars versus 940s and millibars that we've got this afternoon. So a dramatic change coming up. In terms of the ensemble here, looking at the upcoming period here. So this is obviously the beginning of February we're looking at in terms of those anomalies here. But looking at the upper heights in 5-day increments, models uploading. So we'll look at the 6Z model. Let me just skip back slightly to make it a little bit easier to see. And you can see here, this is the upcoming 5 days. So generally low pressure in command. In terms of precipitation anomaly here, you would expect over the next 7 days wetter than average. Yes, that's the case, especially further south in the northern Iberia and France, into the Low Countries, southern UK, parts of northern UK as well here. And then the 8 to 14 day, you can see here, wetter across the north, drier, much drier across the south, and then higher pressure building in. You would expect to see drier conditions as a consequence of that. So back to the 500 millibars in 5-day increments. You can see here, this is how we end day 12 through 16, higher pressure, but it will obviously be an unsettled period up until then. In terms of the temperature anomaly, skipping back to the upcoming 5 days, largely below average across the UK with the exceptions of the southeast. Day 6 through 10, cold and average across Scotland, if you notice, and then it's averaged above average into the period 29th of January through the 3rd of February. Looking finally, let's quickly look at snow projections here of the Met Office model here. Bear with me a little second here, everybody. It's just been crazy stuff, crazy. Not had an awful lot of sleep. Remember, doing night shift, heading back out to work shortly. You can see here that we've got those winds coming in on the back side of that system. I expect to see a bit of a sting in the tail of that system as it pulls away to the north, and could be colder air digging in, heavy snow, whiteout conditions at times as well. You can see the snow continuing over Central Highland, North Highland, for example. Accumulations probably coming down quite low levels as well. Let's look at the snow depth here. This is by the time we reach later today. You see here that the snow builds up, especially as the colder air digs in, but it's all largely a high ground feature. If you notice here, southern uplands and north of the central belt here, some high elevations of the central belt may get some snow, but nothing really to write home about. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Do stick around, like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully with more. If no video tomorrow, due to personal circumstances, for example, there will be a live stream at 4 p.m. on Sunday, so stay tuned for that. Stay safe, take care, and see you next time. Bye bye.